Okay, so here we are for a short Pilates video. I'm sorry I can't be there with you this week, but we'll give this a go instead and see how you get on. Alright, so take a comfortable position in the middle of your mat. Alright, you're going to gently come down onto your back. Start with your knees bent up and your feet flat. And you're going to remember those nice key elements. So lengthen through the back of the neck, shoulders down away from your ears, ribs nice and relaxed, and a good pelvic neutral. You're going to walk your toes out, walk your heels out, so you make a nice number 11 with your feet, and then your feet are in line with your knees, in line with your hips, okay? You're going to nice and relaxed engage that core as you lift your bottom off the floor up into a bridge. And then gently back down, alright? We're going to do a few of these, alright? So nice and controlled all the way up. Don't let your knees splay out to the side. And then you're going to gently roll it back down. Okay. That's 3. And down. All the way up for 4. And back down. 5. We'll do 2 more. And 6. All the way up. Good job. And back down. Okay. So we're going to up the ante a little bit. You're going to come up into that bridge. You're going to keep that pelvis nice and level. You're going to raise that right foot up to tabletop. Pop it down. And then come all the way down. And you're going to repeat with the other leg. So come all the way up into that bridge. Strong squeeze of the glutes. Keep the pelvis level. Take your left leg up to tabletop. Pop it on the floor and gently all the way back down. We're going to do a few on either side here, alright? So off we go. Up into the bridge, lift, lower, all the way down. Up you come, squeeze, lift, lower, all the way down. We'll do one more on either side, all the way up. Lift, lower, and all the way down. Nice and relaxed the neck and head and shoulders, so it's all power coming from your glutes as you come up. Lift, lower, and all the way down. Good job. So from here, you're going to do nice controlled raise with the arms, and we're going to do a nice float overhead for your overhead reach. And then back to the ceiling. Alright. You're just going to gently lengthen over the top of your head and back to the ceiling. Making sure that your ribs aren't floating up towards the ceiling, that your shoulders aren't creeping up to your ears. You're nice and steady in that middle. And everything's staying exactly where you left it. Good job. We're going to do another 3. And back. 2 and back, and 1 and back. You're going to rest your arms down by your sides. You're going to scoop one leg in, then the other, and give it a gentle squeeze. Circle round one way with your knees, and then you're going to go back the other way. You're going to pop one foot on the floor and then the other, and we're going to go into your double tabletop prep. Okay, so make sure you've got that nice spinal neutral, that strong control. You're going to take your right leg up to tabletop. You're going to deepen that contraction and take your left leg up. Hold it there for a few moments, keeping your knees in line with your hips. Then you're going to pop your right foot down and then your left foot down. So lengthen through the back of the neck again, shoulders nice and relaxed, ribs nice and stacked above your hips. Up, up, hold, down, down. And off we go. It's a gentle repetition at this double tabletop prep position, which will be helpful for other exercises later on down the line. Up, up, hold, down, and down. Good job. Up, up, hold, down, and down. Up, up, hold, down, and down. Try not to hold your breath, try and make sure you're continuing to breathe, that you're not flattening your back hard on the floor as you alternate between that up and down position. Nice and steady. You're doing really well. And down and down. You're going to do 2 more for me. Up and up. Down and down. 1 more. Up and up. Down and down. Okay. This time you're going to take it up. You're going to take it up. You're going to hold it there and you're going to zip your legs together, so nice and tight. And then you're going to take your arms up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to float them overhead. So you're going to combine your overhead stretch and your double tabletop prep. So you're just going to hold and lengthen. And back. Really concentrate on maintaining that squeeze. If that's feeling like it's a little bit too much work for you, you can pop those feet on the floor between each one, making sure you come down 1 leg at a time. You're going to go for another. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Scoop your knees into your chest, gentle squeeze, circle, and circle. Then you're going to pop 1 foot down and then the other foot down. We're going to do a short round of hundreds, okay? So nice pelvic neutral, shoulders down away from your ears, arms reaching long away from you as you gently put that pulse on. Keep that squeeze on at the middle, make sure everything else is staying nice and still. Draw that belly button tight to the spine without flattening your back, and breathe. Again, you should be able to do 5 pulses for every breath in and out. Good job, you're doing really well. You're just going to keep that nice, strong and steady rate as we go. You're going to take your right leg up to tabletop and just keep pulsing those arms. Doing really well. You're going to pop that right leg down. Take the left leg up. Nice and steady, keep everything still, except those arms. And then you're going to pop it down. You're going to scoop the head and shoulders up if you can. And then you're going to rest the head and shoulders back down. And you're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. You're going to stretch 1 leg down, then the other, and then you're going to have a nice long reach to the top end of your mat. Stretch yourself right out for a couple of seconds. Make sure you draw those ribs down, they're not flaring up to the ceiling. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Well done. And then you're going to draw your hands back to your side. Bend your knees up. Make sure you've got that nice pelvic neutral. Your 5 key elements again. Controlled, lengthen at the back of the neck, shoulders down away from the ears, ribs nice and relaxed, pelvic neutral, engage that core. And we're going to do your 1 leg stretch, level 2. So you're going to take that right leg up to tabletop. Keep that contraction on as you stretch it out. Keep it nice and long and straight as you hold it there for a few seconds. Draw it back in, pop it on the floor. Change legs. Up to tabletop. Deepen that contraction. Lengthen it out, nice and strong. Don't arch your back. Draw it back in, pop it on the floor. We're going to just gently alternate between each side now as you feel that strength building. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep your ribs stacked above your hips. You're doing really well. Breathe. Up. Out. Hold. Back. Floor. Up. Out. Back. Floor. Up. out, back, floor, up, out, back, and floor. You do 2 more on either side. Doing really well, just to hold it there, keeping that nice and strong in the middle. Last one on each side, okay? Breathe, shoulders then away from your ears, ribs nice and relaxed. Last one, up, out, in, and down. Good job. So you're going to come over onto your side now, and we're going to do a short round of clams. So from here, you can lengthen that top arm, rest your head on it. You're going to draw down with that top hip, so your hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Feet on top, and then you're just going to lift that top hip, making sure all the movement comes just from your hip. So try not rolling backwards. You can have your hand on the floor at the front for a little bit of feedback as you gently lift and lower. We're just going to do a few of those before we up it to level 2. Then we'll do a little work on your tummy. We'll do the other side, and that's you. You're going to do another 5. Stay long on that hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So you're going to stay long on that hip, but you're going to lift your feet up to hip height, so don't sink towards the floor. Stay long. Now lift and lower. Nice and slow and steady. Same principles apply, alright? So make sure that you are not rolling backwards, that you're isolating that move just to the hip. Don't forget about the squeeze at the middle as you do this. So you should feel it here, and you should feel it back here. And you'll feel it on the lower buttock as well, as it stabilizes to keep your feet up. And you're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down, bring the feet down, bring that leg in front, give it a wee rub. Well done. I just need you to work at the level that feels challenging for you, where you get the quality of the move. I don't want you to work into any pain, okay? So you're going to roll onto your tummy for me, hands underneath your shoulders, elbows pointing towards the ends of your mat, and you're going to do that nice extension line, trying to keep your hips down. Deep breath in, and out, and down. I'll have another 3 of those, please. All the way up, in, out, down. 2 more to go. Shoulders down away from your ears, lengthen through the back of your neck, and down, and 1 more. Down. Good job. You're going to push onto your hands and knees. Alright. Take your feet together, your knees wide. Take your bottom towards your heels and stretch your hands away from you for a wee clamshell stretch, just to lengthen you out the other way. Hold it there for a few moments. And then you're going to come back onto your hands and knees. So from here, you're going to engage your 5 key principles again, okay? So you want to imagine there's maybe a peach underneath your chin. So you want to hold it there. So lifting your face away from the floor, hands underneath your shoulders. I want you to tuck your, well, no, don't tuck your toes under, just keep them nice and flat. You're going to just lift at the tummy and then lower at the tummy, up and away from the floor, and then down towards the floor, and then stop when you feel nice and level in the middle, so your back is in that nice neutral position, alright? From here, you're going to take your opposite arm and opposite leg, keep it in contact with the floor as you lengthen it out, and draw it back in. Change sides, and draw it back in. So you're just going to gently alternate between each side for this exercise. And you want to think about keeping that engagement at the middle. Keep that chin tuck on. You want to make sure that you're not arching or flattening your back as you go between each side. And as you change side, be mindful of where your hip is in relation to your knee. So try and not let it swing out to the side of that leaning knee as your opposite leg is moving. Alright? You're doing really well. Keeping that engagement, keeping it nice and steady. You do another 3 at this level. And back in. Nice and strong, squeeze on. 2. And then 1 more. Good job. Okay, so this time you're going to take it out. You're going to just gently lift it up to hip height and shoulder height. Back to the floor and back in. Out. Hip height, shoulder height. Floor and back in. All the way out. Hip height, shoulder height. Floor. Back in. And off we go. Nice and steady. So you'll feel it a bit in your backside. You should feel it a bit in your core. And it should be a nice smooth move with control all the way through. Okay? She says, hopefully. And in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back in. Feet together, knees apart. Lengthen towards the end of the mat with your hands and your bottom to your feet. Hold. And then you're going to bring it forwards, hips towards the floor. Lengthen through those shoulders, take them down away from your ears. Hold it there for just a couple of moments. And then you're going to come round and onto your other side to do your clamshells on the other side. Alright, so lengthening down onto that side. Lay your arm anywhere you're comfortable. If it's long out to the side or if it's folded up, you can have a cushion in there if you prefer. So remember your basic principles. So you're going to chin tuck on, shoulders down away from the ears, ribs nice and relaxed, lengthen through that top hip, keep your feet together, making sure that you are not rolling back as you isolate that move to just your hip. Nice, slow and steady. If you're struggling to feel it in your backside, you might find that drawing your feet further back behind you or tucking your knees a wee bit higher will be helpful. But just go slow and steady and make sure that it's back here that you feel it with this move. We're going to go nice and controlled. You can go for another 5 and down, 4 and down, 3 and down, 2 and down, and 1 and down. Right, for those who are up for it, feet up to hip height, making sure you stay long on that hip, and then you lift the knee. Nice and steady, and off you go. Breathe, squeeze here, squeeze here. Alright, so it should feel like it starts to burn a little bit with that nice, slow, controlled move. Be mindful of what your upper body is doing. Try and stay well over, and the only thing that should be moving is your hip. As you go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep those feet high, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down, feet down, bring that top leg forwards, give it a wee rub. It's good going, well done. Come over onto your front one more time. Hands underneath your shoulders, elbows towards the end of your mat as you come up for that nice, long and strong extension in line. Keep your elbows in as you come down. Shoulders then away from your ears. Lead with your head up as far as you're comfortable. Big breath in, big breath out. Back down. And then all the way up for one more. And then back down. Okay. You're going to bring yourself onto your hands and knees one more time. You can do that nice gentle cat and camel stretch. So lift your tummy away from the floor and then drop your tummy away from the floor, lift your head towards the ceiling. So it's that lift with the tummy, drop with the head, and then a gentle drop with the tummy and a gentle lift with the head. We'll do one more either way. All the way up and under, and then all the way down and out. You're going to bring your feet together, your knees nice and wide, drop your bottom towards your heels, hands towards the other end of your mat, have a nice gentle stretch out. And then you're going to bring yourself up, if you're comfortable to do so, to sit on your heels. If not, you can come into that raised kneeling position. Want shoulders then away from the ears, staying nice and tall. You're going to take your right hand out to the side, follow it with your head, and then your left hand. And out, keeping your arms at about shoulder height, you get that nice rotation of that upper back. Just do a couple more. Round and back, and round and back. Give yourself a nice roll at the shoulders. And that's where we'll leave it for this week. A nice, gentle, easy session, I hope, but challenging just about at the right level. And I'll hopefully see you all in class next week. Have a good one.